Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll walk you through how to debug .NET Core C# application on Mac using Visual Studio Code. Debugging is an essential skill for every developer, right? And in this video, I'll show you how to set up your environment, create a .NET Core app, configure debugging and troubleshooting the common issues. So let's get started. So we will see how to set up a .NET Core and Visual Studio Code on your Mac. Second, creating and running a .NET Core console app. Okay, and we'll configure the debugging with the launch.json file within Visual Studio application, and we'll run the debugger, and we'll also see how we can attach breakpoints and see how you can debug the application. And next we'll also see a few common issues that you might get while working with applications, right? So these issues are gonna be like common debugging issues, and we'll see how we can fix those. And obviously there will be a live demo that I'll be showing you throughout this video. Let's see the prerequisites, what you need before starting. Obviously the first things first, .NET SDK, Visual Studio Code, and C# extension for your VS Code application, and of course the basic C# knowledge. So let's see in action. First, we will verify or install the .NET Core if you have not already done so. So first things first, if you have not downloaded yet the .NET SDK, you can go to the .NET.microsoft.com. This is the URL, and you can install one of those. I have already downloaded and installed the .NET 9. So this one is our I think the latest and greatest version. This one is LTS, so I would recommend this one for your applications, and this one is actually I'm trying and testing things, so I would prefer the latest and greatest. Okay, and of course the Visual Studio Code, and you can download it from code.visualstudio.com. Okay, so this should give you the Visual Studio Code installer, so you can just double click and start installing if you have already not installed. I assume you already have it, but if not, then in case you can just download it and install. So I assume that you have already installed .NET Core SDK as well. Okay, so let me show you what version I have installed here. So you can just type in .NET version and you can check. I have the 9.0 installed currently. Next, let's install VS Code C# extension. Go ahead and open extension panel from left hand navigation. Search for C#. And you can see that C# extension is here. Install this extension. I have already installed it. Next, let's see how you can create an application. We'll create .NET Core console application. So for that you can just type in .NET new, and first before creating, let me show you. So this will give you list of templates. So .NET new, if you type in .NET new list, you will see that we have a lot of options here to select from, and today what we are going to select is the console app. For that we have available is the console. So what you need to do is .NET new console, dash name for name, and I'm gonna provide the name that is maybe debugging demo. Okay, so we have successfully created the application. Let's sit into it and we'll see the files. Okay, now I'm gonna open this application inside Visual Studio Code. Okay, it's opened. So you can see these are the folder and file structure for the console application here available here. This is my terminal, and if you see the program.cs file, we have nothing, just hello world. And if I type in like .NET run here, you should see the hello world listed over here. Okay, so next we will see how you can generate and configure the debug operation on Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's switch to Visual Studio, and you can type in shift command P and you should see .NET :generate assets for build and debug. Okay, I have recently used it, that's why I can see it at first, but if you can just type in like this and you should see number of commands available here, and I'm gonna select this first one that I recently used. So now after running, you should see that new folder has been created here, and there is a launch.json file has been created. Let me close, and you can see the configuration available here. Okay, so all the configuration are by default automatically provided. Check out the name, the type, and the request. That request, obviously we're gonna launch the application as soon as we will start debugging, and this one is important one. Okay, so this is gonna provide the path to the DLL file of the application, and it is there into the bin folder. Okay, so we have successfully configured the debug environment. Now you can click on this run and debug, and you can see this option available here. Okay, so next let's see how you can run the debugger and how you can debug your application. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the program.cs file here, and I will put debugger on the first line of the application, and I will just hit this run start button or start debugging here, and you should see that the application has been compiling and building, and it's already started, and you see my debugger point already hit. And there are a lot of options available here, like you can watch things from your program. You see this, you can see the call stack, you can see all the number of available breakpoints, and if you can see right now this debug console, nothing has been written because my debugger is active. If I step over, you can see that it already been written, and the program has been successfully executed, so it just stopped debugging automatically. So yeah, this is how you can debug your application. So this was very simple demo. Let's start and write a little small program here. So let me remove this console.writeLine. So I'll be doing like class program. Okay, and I'll be just writing a main method here, so it will be just void and main. This is a main function, and of course what you can do here, you can just maybe type in a thread. Okay, so thread, you can just create a new thread maybe. So we will see how you can debug the thread as well. So that is gonna be a new learning for you. So if you don't know already, then we'll just start. And in here, what I can do is I will wait 7,000 milliseconds, and I'm gonna write to the console. Okay, well, let's call it thread1, execute it. Okay, and next I'm gonna write in simple command.writeLine. So simple line here. Okay, and let's put our debugger on this line number 4, and start debugging. You can see that new thread we have debugger pointed already, and I will execute. So this is how the thread works. So they will start their own thread altogether, but still it will go and execute the other part. We will explain that. in the next, maybe in upcoming video. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see how the threading works. So now we are inside the thread, and you can see it is gonna execute the thread. So it has, sorry, I think I spoke early. So now it has started the thread, and as soon as it started the thread, it has also executed the next code block, which is on line number 9. So we can see the simple line written over there into the debug console. Now next it is going inside our thread and it is executing the thread, and that's how we do it. Okay, this was again was simple, good example, but in your day-to-day live application, this debugging is gonna really helpful whenever you get into any issue and you want to debug what is going on. And next, let's go through some common issues that you might get while configuring the debugger on your system. So first things first, debugger is not hitting the breakpoints. So in that case, what you can do is first run the .NET build configuration debug command that I'm showing you on screen here. So ensure that the launch.json has correct DLL path. So that was, I was also already talking that when you go to this launch.json and you can see that's the DLL. So this one is important. If it is not correctly configured, then you might get issues. Next probable issue is no DLL. So in that case, what you can do is you can just run the clean operation and build your application again using these commands, .NET clean and .NET build. So next, sometime what happens is Visual Studio doesn't work correctly. I said Visual Studio, but Visual Studio Code doesn't work correctly. So in that case, what we can do is just manually create the launch.json file. And how you can do that, let me show. So go to the folder structure here, okay, and you see our application explorer is there. And when you go to the maybe let me just delete, I'm not gonna see that until I will delete this. Okay, let me delete this file and this one as well. Okay, and go to the debugging. So now you see the option create and launch JSON file. So this is where you can do that, and you can just click on C# and you should get that launch.json file created. And after this, you can just hit command shift V and run and generate the assets and configuration again. And you see both files are back again. I can run debugger as normal, and you should be seeing hitting the debugger point already. Okay. So conclusion, the summary. So what we did in this video, we did the setup from where you can get the downloadable files for the VS Code and as well as .NET Core. And we have created and configured a debugging on a system, on your Mac system. We saw that how we ran the debugger and we fixed any issues. What next? Of course, like, subscribe and comment if you have any question. Try debugging a real world project that you're working on. Check out more C# and .NET Core videos on my channel. And thanks for watching.